Thank you. Jamila, we keep you on the line because you're our next presenter. So Jamila is from the University of Gavle in Sweden. And we've written a short paper together to define a literature framework for employees in the midst of digital lean transformation. So Jamila, I give you the word. Thank you.
Okay, I would like to share the screen. Okay, so good afternoon or good evening for everyone. It's me, Jamila Alieva, and Daryl is my co-author. So we are presenting this paper, which is so far a short version of it because we are at the beginning. Here we go. Employees in the midst of digital lean transformation, the literature framework. I'm going to tell you briefly about the background, why we're curious about this topic, about the research topic, the research questions we developed, the research model, the method that we're using so far, and the current progress of the paper, because it's not completed yet. So, long story short, we're both interested in lean literature, and we're familiar with the literature that employees playing a key role in the transformation. So definitely lean processes can bring a lot of benefits to the manufacturing companies, and companies who are lean usually more successful. They are more willing and able to reduce the waste and create the value. So if the process is managed successfully, then employees are playing the key role in this process if they're willing to participate and if they see the value. At the same time, we know that industry revolution started, Industry 4.0, and a lot of technologies, new technologies coming to the production. A lot of companies, usually rich companies, able to invest into technologies and be more innovative, more sustainable through the technologies. However, we found that there is not much investigated about employees in this position. So are the employees willing to be part of this transformation? Are they accepting it in a positive or negative way? Are they helping to transform to more digital manufacturers? So the background is that there is a lack of discussion regarding the employees going through the digital transformation process themselves and why some processes have been more successful than others. Okay. So speaking about the research gap, as I mentioned before, Industrial Revolution forced digital transformation where employees remain as one of the key pillars of lean organizations. And there is a lack of studies discloses if employee supporters are barriers for digital transformation. So here we go. We have a couple of research objectives so far. One of them is to investigate if employee soft factors during the times when new digital technologies are at the initial stage of implementation in manufacturing companies. And another one, to evaluate employees' behaviors as a reflection of digital technologies implemented in manufacturing plants. We have two research questions, we're trying to observe TQM and lean soft factors and discover how those soft factors are influenced by the digital transformation in manufacturing plants and how employees' behaviors are influenced by digital transformation. To be more detailed, when we speak about manufacturing employees, we're trying to look at them from the two perspectives. One of them is a management level, and another one is the shop floor employees. So the first question is more related to management level because they're more willing and able to respond this question. while the shop floor employees can give kind of reflection and feedback, how it feels to be on the shop floor and use all those technologies and change the accepted routines or something that they used to do before they started working a lot with robots, in Internet of Things, different type of sensors, maybe advanced type of software, something that they haven't been done before, or maybe not in such a big volume as now. So we developed a research model to simplify visually what we are trying to find out. We see it as a digital transformation and soft factors on the left side and clusters of employees' behaviors on the right side. So from the categories of soft factors, we are focusing on management factors, customers and suppliers, quality and environment, as well as employees. And on the right side with research question 2, we are focused on intra-role behaviors, extra-role behaviors, and personal development and growth. So those could be considered general things like employee satisfaction or work and life balance, something that is reflected on their daily life and impacted by the changes happening on the shop floor. Here is our research model that are supposed to include 4 different companies or different organizations that are part of the project, because this is a project-based research. So initially it started with the project meetings when companies gathered together in Norway. And Daryl was part of those meetings when they expressed their interests or shared their opinions about innovations or digital transformations expected to happen or happening currently in their production. On the second stage, we plan to have semi-structured interviews with employees from different levels. And we also expected to get some kind of practical contributions so we can run the workshops and create some practical value for the practitioners. Currently, we are on the phase 2A, when one of the companies has been interviewed, but a lot of work yet to be done. And hopefully it will be completed at the beginning of next year. So yeah, currently we have literature review, 1 company has been interviewed, we developed the research protocol, and we have pilot testing of those questionnaires. Thank you so much for your attention. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask.
Thank you, Jamila. It was a very short and sweet presentation, but as Jamila presented, we're in the midst of a research project ourselves, despite the challenges presented from the coronavirus pandemic. But I have discussed this topic plenty with Jamila, so I'm interested to hear if there are any questions from the audience. Everybody's very quiet. Jamila, we can have a little discussion. I guess we have some minutes here. So you were maybe you can discuss a little about what you discovered at the pilot case company. You visited a company some weeks ago in Sweden, right?
All right.
What was the most interesting finding you had when you did the discussions with the manager at that company?
Right. So I started from the semi-structured interview, discovering research question 1, and I came up with 2 types of comments. One of them was the general comment, so I can get general overview of the company, because pretty much every company in Norway or Sweden or in Scandinavia is heavily investing into technologies. However, everyone is doing that in a very unique way. So we cannot generalize everything. It's always nice to have quite unique setup for each company, just to understand what exactly is going through digital transformation and maybe at which phase of transformation company is. So that was the starting point, and I thought that it would be nice to divide transformation as a movement into different stages, so we can also spot which companies where. And I got a lot of interesting findings in research question 2. So 2 employees were interviewed and they came up with different answers, which is also quite normal because questions were quite personal, especially when it comes to personal development and growth cluster. It's hard to expect similar type of answers from very different people, even though they're working in the same plant. So today, as you know, we decided to summarize the answers into the matrix, so we can classify the answers into 3 types: negative, positive, and neutral. So far, it's quite blur. So maybe on the later stages, when we have more interviews, it would be easier to spot some patterns and come up with some conclusions. But anyways, it seems very interesting. I hope to both of us.
Yeah,
And
no, I
it's
think
nice.
it's fantastic.
Yeah. And it's nice to
I
see
see
what.
we have, sorry, we have a question come from Retno Astute. Is he asking, what is the scale of the company as your research object? And do you think that the scale of the company will have an impact on your results?
Scale of the company. It's interesting to reflect. But what do we mean by scale of the company? Can you
Retno,
please
maybe we can open your microphone and you can ask yourself. If I find you here. There we go. Maybe one of the.
Yeah, sorry. I mean the size of the company. The scale is the size of the company.
Okay, sure. Okay,
Small,
so just
medium.
the size of the company.
Yeah.
Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah. Okay.
Great.
Welcome. Okay.
All right, that's a very good question. Yeah, the last company I visited, I think it was around 50 employees, and probably 30 of them were working in the shop floor. So that's what related to research question 2. I'm aware of this information and I'm trying to keep a track of the gender balance, age balance, and the scale of the company. But so far, only one company was interviewed, and it's a little bit too early to make summaries, but definitely this factor is included. And probably it also can be somehow related to results we are expecting to gain. But thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. It's a very important question and reflection, actually. So it's good.
Yeah, it's small or medium.
Also, I also noticed that we have the chair have joined our session. Hello, Newman.
Hello, Daryl. Thank you very much for sharing this.
Welcome. Good to see you. No problem. Thank you. Thank you. No, but I can maybe say about the other companies which are in this research project. So we have most of them are fairly large companies, multinational companies. So we have one is in the automotive industry. It's actually headquarters in Germany, but with a large manufacturing site here in Norway, one in Sweden. We have 2 from the oil and gas sector. And we also have one in the aluminium smelting industry. So it's very large industrial companies we're working with at the moment. Any further questions? Then I will take the liberty to thank you, Jamila. It was very interesting presentation. I look forward to working on this exciting research project with you further.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Then